uh, things going on at the house right now, but tonight I wanted to pop on a live. I have not been able to edit videos, guys, and I feel really bad about it, but we've just had a lot going on, and because of that, I can make a video, but a lot of times I don't have time to make a video, and then on the other side of that, I don't have time to edit a video. And so tonight, we're gonna do grapes in our, let's see if I can grab it, our Dehydro food dehydrator. I got this year before last. My mother-in-law got it for me for Christmas. And it's the Presto food dehydrator. And I've used it for a couple of things, but I haven't tried any fruits in it besides cucumbers. And so I'm pretty sure cucumbers are a fruit. So today we're going to do the store-bought red seedless grapes. And my mother-in-law gave me these the other day. They were in her fridge. She had bought them for a recipe, but she didn't need all of them, and I guess she figured they would eat them, but they did not eat them. And so because of that, she gave them to me, and I was like, well, I'll just pop them in the dehydrator. And so I've finally got time today. It's been about a week. Finally got time today to pop them in the dehydrator. Before I pop them in the dehydrator, I'm going to soak them in a little bit of vinegar water. Just to get them good and clean, and then we'll dehydrate them. So, anywho, that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my bowl out. I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of vinegar. Hey Wilbur, how are you? You're a night owl like I am. You stay up late. I'm gonna grab my vinegar. So I've got a little bit of white distilled vinegar. I'm just gonna clean these up a little bit. I don't know, I put like 2 tablespoons in there. And I'm going to fill this up with water. I'm going to pop these grapes in. I'm just doing this to kind of, they are store-bought, and so I do want to get them clean. No, I just worked late. Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and pop them off the vines as well. Listen, we get up early and we stay up late. I don't know how I function. It's on a little bit of nothing is what it is. I'll probably pay for it when I get older. I'm probably going to pay for it. I'm exhausted all the time, if I'm being honest with you. See that one? That one's no bueno. I'll just pop it in the sink. I'll throw them out. I'm also checking these to make sure there's no rotted ones. Hey, Ark, how are you? To make sure there's no bad ones. For those of you that are just popping in, my mother-in-law gave me some store-bought grapes, and I'm going to put them in my Presto dehydrator and dehydrate them. I'm not a fan of raisins, to be honest with you, but we're gonna try them. My daughter loves raisins. Don't forget to deep fry water. I don't know what that means. I can't, you distracted me, sir. Now I can't even think of what does deep fried water mean? Is that a Southern joke? Is that a joke because I'm Southern? Is that what that is? We deep fry water now. That is not, well, listen, I'm not, Roll Tide. I can tell there's trolls on here. This is going to be fun, especially since I'm busy. It's the best way to cook pizza in this economy. Probably in this heat. The best way is to probably put it in your vehicle, because if you're in the South, it's hot enough to probably cook a pizza in. By the way, you got a nice, loving house. Deep fry the grapes. I wonder how has anybody tried deep fried grapes? I wonder how that would actually taste. I'm a Southerner, but these comments are taking me out. Oh, gosh. I've never had anybody had deep fried grapes. What is it? They explode. Don't. Yeah, I can imagine that amount of moisture would be an issue. Having a great day, ain't you? Y'all gonna get me in a mess. In the middle of Easter, these comments making me want to go. I don't know what that means. Eastern. Oh. I am a Middle Eastern. Oh, okay. Is it hot? Like, what is what is the temperature in the Middle Eastern area? Good evening, a hug from Brazil. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. This shirt is from the thrift. It was thrifted. It's because I got eating grapes right now. I'm not, honestly, I don't know how this is going to work. So we'll just have to see. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
We'll just have to see how it goes. Like I said, I'm washing these in vinegar water just to get, he's going to have to be put in the kennel. Just to get, I don't even know what I was just saying.
Everybody.
You don't understand English, buddy. I probably don't speak regular English. I love green grapes. They're more my favorite. I've seen where... Come here. Come here, Ollie. I've got a dog barking in the background.
Ollie, come here. They go out? Is that what you want?
I don't even know what that means, buddy.
They go out.
Get the pesticides off, yeah. Is that what I was talking about? I get so distracted so quickly. Hello? Hello! I'm from the United States of America, if that's what you're asking. The southern part of the United States. This is the greatest slime I've come across. Oh my gosh.
Ollie.
Where did I grow up? Here in the States. Here in the United States. I am, where's he at? I had to touch the dog. Okay, these comments are going so quick. Oh, you from Louisiana? No, I'm not. You look so nice in your natural habitat. Is that a woman joke? I don't know what a natural habitat is, being that I'm a farmer. My natural habitat would be outside on the farm. Do I have friends of different ethnicity? Buddy, I ain't got no friends. Hardly any. Let me see. Oh. Thank you for subbing. My grandpa has a bubble butt. Huh. Must be fun for him. Let me see.
Ollie.
Let me see. Is your refrigerator running? Yes. So I better go catch it. Is that the joke you were going to say? Because I probably ruined it. Yeah, I probably do. This is the first time I've ever been trolled. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever had to go through this. So, probably do. Probably going to get shut down here in a minute. What in the world is going on? Natural habitat is rotting in bed. Do you like taxes? Is that what you're asking me? I don't know anybody likes taxes. What does that even mean? Your teeth are so farmland. What does that mean?
I'm questioning.
I have an adult ADHD autism, but I am not handicapped. I graduated from high school. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. That's amazing. British? No, not British. No. Not British. United Mine Workers. I don't know what that means. Mississippi? No, not Mississippi.
Although I'd like to go to Mississippi.
No, not Mississippi. Mississippi. Is that what they say? Eastern Texas? No. You're on the wrong side of the United States. North Carolina? No. No. Y'all probably be guessing for a while. Okay, so it's giving Oregon or Illinois. What is giving Oregon or Illinois? I'm not from any of those places. Y'all haven't guessed it not one time. Nope. You're from Green below. Nope. None of those places. Nope. Nope. Y'all gonna go through the entire United States before you guess, and I probably still won't tell you. Nope. Ark Wildman knows. Yeah, don't tell him. We got some trolls. Arkansas. No. You can probably tell by the fact that I just said Arkansas. Utah. Nope. Nope. Y'all are guessing the same places over and over again. It's none of the places you all have guessed. But like I said, I probably won't tell you. No. No, it's not a prison shirt. Where are you from, lady? Toronto. No. Although I love the name Toronto. I hate this game. I'm not from any of those places. Not from any of those places. South Dakota, no. Have you ever been to jail before? No, I have not. Never been to jail. Never been to jail. If I ever went to jail, do I look like somebody that's ever been to jail? That's the question. Hear me out, guys. Alabama. Do I look like I'm from Alabama? Everybody is saying she hides puppies. He said I look like I put it kindly, like Charles. Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, let's see. Or Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho. You've got to narrow it down to the Appalachian Trail, y'all. Some of you know, some of you don't know. Do I look Hawaiian? Some of you know, some of you don't know. He said you got to narrow it down to the Appalachian Trail. It has to be Indiana. Nope. Ooh, that one had mold in it. Alright, so I'm going to soak these for a few minutes. I got a good bit of them. Has anybody ever tried this? He said West Virginia, Michigan, Kentucky Appalachian Mountains, Michigan, Illinois. I'm done. You guys can guess. Oh! I just dropped it. Somebody... There's people that have been really, really close. There's people that have been correct. But like I said, I can't tell. I guess what the only way to find out would be to do some research. It's not Tennessee. Some of you know. Wilbur knows. He said, is it Coke, soda, or pop? It's pop. It's pop. That's going to narrow it down to a really small area. You are from the lost lands in the sea, fellow pirates. Pluto. Pluto? You know, I think they said that Pluto... Ark says Coke. Ark's close to me, but we disagree on pop and Coke. It's pop here. It's pop here. I bet you guys raised roosters. We got roosters, that's for sure. They say it's not a planet anymore. They say it's just a rock or something crazy. Ark, do you think I should cut these in half and dehydrate them, or do you think I should just pop them in whole? What do you think would be best? I would trust your judgment on that. It's pop in the UK as well. Well, Coke or soda, water here. We, is a dwarf planet. Is that what it is? It was, I knew it was something different. Okay. It'll probably take longer whole, wouldn't you think? Yes, I have a dehydrator. Let me show you. You're rich. No. No, I'm not. It was a Christmas present. If you look these up online, and I'll show you, it's the Presto dehydrator. And last year at Christmas time, they were only about $50. I specifically asked somebody for this for Christmas. He said Christmas rules, yeah, because you get stuff like this. I specifically asked this for Christmas, and my mother-in-law got it for me because she loves me, and she's very kind. So, what happens is it just sucks the moisture out of the, no, I've not made jerky.
Good.
I've had jerky and stuff, of course, like deer jerky. But I have not, what do you say? Scientists guesstimate everything. We know things through research, but really we don't. Yeah, I agree. We don't know the half of anything. I completely agree with that there. And everything changes. It's just within, well, like, I'll give this as an example, since we're in here preserving food. Just in the world of, like, preserving food, just the food that you grow, the canning practices of preserving food has changed so much. What was seen at one time the right thing to do is no longer seen as the right thing to do. Canning practices have changed a lot, and there's a couple of these still have stems. And so, yeah, science changes constantly. It goes from one thing to another. It's giving Wyoming. No, Wyoming's quite far from me. Is it, what do you mean it looks like a pumpkin? Is it orange? Is it the shape? What do you mean? Nope, that's the other side of the U.S. for me. Let me see. Have you ever made jerky? No, I have not made it. Oh, you were talking about. So this specific dehydrator just sucks the moisture out of it. Well, let me grab something real quick and I'll show you. I told you all I hadn't done fruit, but then I forgot. So I've done apples. These are dehydrated apples. Oh, they smell so good every time I open it up. These are dehydrated apples from last year. I did some with the rind or the skin on, and some without. These are the ones that have the skin. These are really great for rehydrating and making like hand pies or apple pies, things like that. These are pickles that I made this year from cucumbers. They're good. And they're good and crisp. You take a little vinegar and salt, and I used a few more seasonings, like cayenne pepper. I'm in a mess. Cayenne pepper, and put it in there. You let it soak for a little while, and then you put them in the dehydrator. And it takes about 8 hours around, depending on how long or how thick you cut the cucumbers. But it's really, really good. Let me see. These comments are moving so fast. That's not a watermelon dog. Hold on, I missed. Got any idea why my watermelon looks like a pumpkin? The stem. If the stem looks like a pumpkin, it's probably a pumpkin. There is pumpkins that come in like green colors and such. Sounds like you got a hold of a different seed. Watermelon are gonna have like a thin. Trying to find. I've got a spoon here. Their vine is gonna be about that size. It's gonna be like probably even smaller than this around. And so it sounds like you got a pumpkin. Healthy dehydrated fruit, store-bought, all full of sugar. Absolutely. Probably should read labels. I'm too much. Oh. You had Taco Bell and White Castle. That's like a death wish, buddy.
Taco Bell does.
White Castle, we actually don't really have many White Castles local to us, but where I was born, which is about a couple hours from me, there was White Castle up there, and where we lived at when I was really, really young, there was a White Castle across the street, and my parents and my sister loved White Castle, but I never, I liked their chicken rings. Kind of reminded me of like school food, when they would make us chicken rings in school. Probably telling my age there, but yeah. Better luck next time on your watermelon hunt. Yeah. Well, since you've been on there snooping my location, please subscribe. He said, good job, Douglas. Yeah, my content specifically, I was wanting to see who would actually get on there and like subscribe and look at my channel. For those of you that like Ark Wildman, who's on here right now, or Wilbur, who are subscribers, they know exactly where I'm at. But yeah, my entire channel is about farming in this particular location. So if you actually want to know where I'm at, that would be the way to check it out. And while you're there snooping, you can probably subscribe. I would appreciate that. Guessing's more funner. Sub, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, guys. And since you all are on here, I would love your support. We are actually... No, I'm not really a prepper. And the reason why is... I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a prepper. I'm a homesteader. I'm a farm girl. I'm a country girl. We hunt. We raise our own food. But I wouldn't call myself a prepper, no. And mostly because... I don't know, just too lazy for it, or I'm just not that, I don't know. I'm not a big planner, and I feel like to be a prepper, you really got to think past of what, like what you're waking up and doing that day, and I'm just not that type. I don't worry about what's coming next. So you're ready for my next? Yeah, I'm not. I don't believe in the rapture, so I'm not really prepping for that either. Show us the deer in the garage freezer. I'm not going to do my taxes. You're calling me out. You're calling me out. It's not just deer in there. Let me see. Here's the thing, and I know some people are not religious. Other people are religious. I know some people believe in the rapture and things like that. And you know, I don't want to like turn anybody off of this live, but in my opinion, when the end comes, you're either gonna be taken care of by the Lord, or you're not going to be taken care of by the Lord, and I'm not going to worry about it. It's kind of how I feel about it. Just need to get my heart right, and if my heart's right, I'll be good. If I'm not, then, you know, it ain't saving no food gonna help me. And I don't try to push my beliefs on anybody. And so, you know, we're talking about prepping. Hold on, give me just a second. What is the best pre-rapture meal? I don't know. What would be a good pre-rapture meal for you? I don't know. I don't think about it. See, like you're talking about, I don't think about it. I know that things are wrapping up. Red Jello. I know that things are wrapping up. And the only thing I feel like I need to be ready for is to where I need to spend eternity. That's what you need to be ready for. And so since you go to church, I saw your short. Do you tell them at church about no rapture? My husband's the pastor, if that tells you anything. We're Holiness Pentecostal. And so if anybody, I don't think I've ever told anybody that on this channel what we actually are. I'm sure people can tell probably by looking at me that I'm Pentecostal. But let me see. Hold on, we got another idiot on here. Why are people so... What'd you say? Rudolph caught a bullet by the sleigh statue. Yeah, I took Brandon off. Red dotted spot. Yes, Ark. And that's why I don't say anything about it, because I know that people look at us different, and I don't try to push my beliefs on anybody. I believe that we have to believe wholeheartedly inside of us our beliefs. You like lanterns and creeks, me too. Have to believe wholeheartedly in our beliefs. And so if somebody doesn't believe the way I believe, I'm not going to say you're wrong and I'm right, period. I believe that, I believe salvation is our own, and we have to work it out. And as the Bible said, with fear and trembling, we have to work our own salvation out. And so, you know, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. It's the way I believe, and if somebody doesn't believe the way I believe, and that's okay. And I've talked about that on my lives before, not even in the religious aspect. And I don't bring up, for those of you that have been here for a while, it's rare when I bring up my religion, and it's not because I'm ashamed of it. It's because I don't feel like I need to push how I believe on other people, period. And so I just don't. Yeah, you're right, Michael, and that's okay. That's okay. Even within a church of people, you're not going to be able to walk up to somebody and they're going to believe every absolute thing that you believe, period. Churches come together and people go to a church because they're like-minded. They believe along the same line. But I can bring something up and somebody might not agree with me on it completely. And I'm not going to fall out with somebody because they don't believe exactly every word like I do. And that's okay. We are Holiness Pentecostal. There's different branches within Pentecostal. And so if you look up Holiness Pentecostal, you might get a little scared. Just a forewarning. Jesus likes it best when we find him ourselves. Absolutely. It's okay. Sometimes that stuff brings it does. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it so much. We are Christian. I was raised in the Protestant church, which was started to separate themselves from Catholicism. But I married a Pentecostal holiness man, and I converted over to his church. So yeah, and I agree with you, Michael. I agree with you, Michael. I agree completely on that. And I love having conversations with people about things that we disagree on or things that we don't. And I've always been that way since I was a teenager. Yes, Holiness Pentecostal. I've always been that way. And I love listening to other people's side of the story. I feel like it opens your mind up to different things, even if it's related to things even outside of religious beliefs. Politics, what about that? Yeah, I can listen to somebody's side on politics 100%. I can listen to people's beliefs on science. I can listen to people's beliefs on religion. I like hearing the different sides and point of views of other people. And if we become so wrapped up in the fact that we think we're always right, if we become so wrapped up in the things that we always think are right, then we're going to find ourselves in a very small mindset. And I like to educate myself. I like to open my horizons to different things. Pride before the fall. I completely agree. Let me see. The interesting thing about Jesus, the current picture, etc., of him that has been used now for hundreds of years does not reflect. I completely agree with you, Michael. I was telling my husband the other day, I was listening to this girl said, she said, tell me something in the Bible, which you all might have seen the video. It says, tell me something in the Bible that people think is true but isn't. And somebody said white people. And there wasn't any white people in the Bible. The Bible is based off of people in the Middle Eastern part of the world. There wasn't white people. And the Jesus that people depict of him being a white man with blue eyes and blonde wavy hair was not true. And a lot of times in the South specifically, you will see a lot of you'll see a lot of, I totally forgot about these grapes. You'll see a lot of people having prejudiced. They have prejudice. And it's usually those people that when they think of Jesus white. They don't want to actually wake up to the fact that Jesus was the beginning of Christianity, but Jesus was not, he was not part of Christian, like, he was the beginning of Christianity, but he was a Jew. He was Middle Eastern. He was not white. He was not the things that people think of. And I don't know why. I don't know why down through time Jesus has become a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes. And growing up, I had heard people, I guess where I'm in the South and people have prejudice, but I'd heard different of times that people say, I don't know where they found it or where they thought they found it in the Bible, but they would say, well, Jesus stood out and he might have had blonde hair and blue eyes, but it speaks specifically in the Bible in difference of instances where Jesus was in a crowd and then he just disappeared. He blended in with the crowd. It talks about it that I can think of in two specific places where he just blended in with the crowd. If he was blonde hair and blue eyed, and if he was as white as I am right now, he wouldn't have blended in. He wouldn't have been able to separate himself from the group. He would have stood out in the group. And so I think people need to reassess their thought of who the actual man was. And I don't know. Let me see. No scandals in Holiness Pentecostal Church, unlike Catholicism. I like that. You'll probably find some in there. But one thing about Holiness Pentecostal is a lot of times you're going to find it in the Appalachian region, in the mountain parts of this side of the United States. And one thing you're going to find out about Appalachian people and mountain people in general is that we try our best to love everybody. And you can go into a Holiness Pentecostal church and you're going to find people that love you no matter what. And the thing about it is when I think about myself and my life and the way that I was and the way that I am now, I realize for 100% I have never been a perfect person and I'm never going to be a perfect person, and I'm not going to project that onto somebody else. I believe that the way that we live our lives, we need to be separate. We need to shine lights. We need to be help. We need to be loving to people. We need to watch what we say. We need to watch the things that we do. And like I said, I'm not perfect. And so I slip up and do those things. And it's the same thing for everybody. And I don't see myself as a perfect person, and I'm not going to try and tell you that you need to be the way that I am, and that if you're not the way that I am, then you're not right, period. So let me see. Let me see. It has popped up. I do, but I don't want to hear about stupid Democrats. Well, that's not very nice. Got to be able to hear the other side. Jesus was brown like me. Absolutely he was. I got in a political fight on Instagram before. Yeah, people believe whatever they want, and it's because truth to them. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, people have their own truths, but that doesn't make them fight. Don't fight with people about politics online. It means nothing. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, there's all kinds of people that'll do that for you. You don't even have to waste your energy fighting with people online, because there's a lot of people that what they call are keyboard warriors, and they're going to say whatever they want to say, even if they don't agree with what they're saying, just to stir you up and bother you. And so it's best just to let it roll off your back. Seen what happened. Sometimes seen people fight. Appalachian. I gave it away, didn't I? I told you to go check out my channel. I'm from West Virginia. What are you talking about? I watched what I say. You have to on Instagram. Yeah. Yes, well said. In like more now. Stop fighting people on Instagram. Kind of pointless. We can just tell silly jokes here. I don't fight. I just stop them when I'm done. Yeah. Yep. I don't, especially politics. I love just having, like, sitting down and having a good conversation with somebody, but I'm not going to fight people over the internet. Back when I was young, when I was a teenager, I would fight people over stuff that I believed in. And I'm definitely somebody that thinks that you should stand up for what you believe in, but fighting people just because they want to rile you up makes no sense to me. Ark, if you're still on here, I know you told me to do these whole, but I think I'm going to cut them in half because they're seedless anyways. So I'm just going to cut them in half. Let me see. Back to the dehydrator. What are we making tonight? Yeah, well, you read my mind. What does God fight? What does God fight Instagram? God's probably not on Instagram. It's my guess. God doesn't need to be on Instagram to be relevant. That's something that we do by human nature. We try to make ourselves relevant. If there's times I had people from the UK on foraging class. Had fun. Ooh, cool beans. I'm flipping these. That needs to go on the bottom. One thing about these is when you store them, you have to, the trays go different ways, and so you've got to look. It says food side. This tray has 4 trays. And so how this is set up, I wish I could show you. So this is the bottom. This white thing is the bottom. You don't put anything on this. Then you do your first tray, and the first tray has these handles, and it will say up for storage on the things, and then it'll say food side on the food side. This thing is kind of big-ish, but it stores small, and so you kind of go back and forth. So you go to the ones that have the handles, and then you go to the ones that don't have the handles. Back and forth, and it does have pretty simple directions. There is no buttons or anything on this, so you just plug it in and it starts dehydrating. I had a good Saturday. What did I say? Because everything has to be about you. Going to have a good week again. Nice. What's your lucky numbers? Are you asking me what my lucky numbers are? Is that what you're asking? I don't necessarily, but I say luck, but I don't necessarily believe in luck. Okay. See, guys, I just cleaned them grapes, and there is brown stuff in the bottom of this. That's why I don't like buying food from the store. Because that could be dirt, and God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt, but it could not be dirt too, as well. So, all right, I'm gonna cut these grapes up. I'm gonna get another bowl because that's got juice or water dripping out of it. Let me see. Yeah, he clearly doesn't care about dehydrating food. He doesn't. You're right. He doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna use that bowl that I just rinsed out that had that stuff in it. I'm going to cut these in half. Ark, I'm doing exactly what you told me not to do. I might not be able to... Johnson City? Are you naming places that I might possibly be? Is that what that is? I've never heard of either one of those places, so you're probably off. Roanoke. Never heard of Roanoke. Wait, 19 is the lucky number for you. Boom. Nope. You're probably going to be naming them off for a long while, because Appalachia spans a long ways. Spans a long ways. It goes through the Carolinas, North Carolina. I think, is Tennessee considered Appalachia, I believe. Where else? West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, maybe. No. Let me see. You Googled Appalachian places. Like in that John Denver song. Oh. Has anybody, I don't know if anybody said it or not, has anybody else dehydrated grapes before? This is going to be a long process because these are little tiny things. I was thinking that I wouldn't, it might just take a couple trays. I'm lining these around the outside. Here, can you see? There they are. Grape juice. That would be a fun thing to make. Listen, back here I've got a big old mess. I've got tomatoes I should be canning right now. Instead I'm doing this. No, I have not. I've never smoked anything in my entire life. I've never even smoked a cigarette. So whoever asked me earlier if I've ever been to jail, let that sink in. I've never even smoked a cigarette. Say what? That's what my husband said too. You have to pay for some of the reading. Oh. Yes, I have. One time, and I never said I'd do it again. It was not my proudest moment, and I allowed myself to do it because I was with my sister, and she was somebody that I trusted. But after that, I never did it again, and don't desire to do it again. Smoking is bad. I completely agree. It's horrible for your lungs and your heart. Untainted. Am I untainted? Is that what I would be considered? That's funny. I did things that I'm not proud of. And I just kind of acted in a way. Here's the reason. Here's the thing behind me. I like to be in control of myself. I like to know what I'm doing. I like to be aware of what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and how I'm treating other people. And because of that, I did it. I was one and done. I was one and done. I was young and stupid. And now that I am an adult and I look back and think, wow. And I did then. Even when I was young, after looking back, I thought, I'm never doing that again. And I didn't. Yeah, and that's the thing. people want to make stupid decisions and then just continue on doing it. Just want to keep on doing it, and I'm not that type of person. Yeah, and I think that at least in my generation, drugs and alcohol became something that was more like a rebellion. And then because of that, people got addicted. They thought that they were going to be rebellious, and they thought that they were just going to do it for a little bit and then it'd be over, and they grow out of it. But here we are, adults, and those same people that, thought they were going to be rebellious and didn't think about what their future might have held. West Virginia has a lot of drugs. Appalachia in general has a lot of drugs. They thought they were going to be rebellious. Thank you for subscribing. They thought they were going to be rebellious, and then now they're in trouble. Now they're in and out of jail, or they're in prison, or they got kids running all over the place, but they don't have their kids. Things like that, and it's heartbreaking because now their decisions that they made to be rebellious is affecting their whole entire life. Redheads don't tan much. Have I ever been in a fist fight? Yes, I have. A few. But in those times, it was self-defense. Out of all my mother's shit, out of all my parents, out of all the children they had, I was the wild one. Which tells you how wild we were, because I didn't even smoke a cigarette. I haven't even smoked a cigarette in my life. I was more of the wild, rebellious one. But I was also more independent. So I left home when I was 16. I worked multiple jobs. I went to school. I did go to college. I graduated high school, of course, but I got married young, had a child young, and so, I was the most rebellious, but I wasn't horrible, and the reason why is because I've never been somebody to jump on bandwagons. I've never been somebody to do something because everybody else is doing it. If somebody asked me to do something, if somebody else... One thing about it, my parents raised us to not be people that jumped on the bandwagon. We've always been the type of people that if you thought it was cool, we probably didn't. And I thank them for that, because we never did do, real stupid stuff. Like, we've got things that we regret, of course. Everybody has things that they regret in this lifetime. But we didn't just go off and do, really stupid things that caused us to put our lives in danger or to hurt some other... let me see. All I know, sunburn. I've missed something talking about redheads and sunburn. She beat up Becky for sure. Redheads don't tan much. Are we talking about me? Oh, let me see. Hold on. I somehow missed where we're talking about redheads. Are we talking why I'm not tan? Are you talking about my whiteness? Okay, let me see. She beat up Becky for sure. Hold on. Let me see. Burned you down so you didn't get arrested. All I knew, sunburn. You had a kid? Yes, I have a child. Good to not be a sheep, follower, bandwagon, rather Peloton, yeah. Yeah, that's one thing about it is that, I just never did. And like I said, if somebody thought something was cool, I automatically thought it wasn't. Probably because I was, I guess it was rebellious in a way, but it's just how we were. It's how I am. It's how we were. I never was a follower. And because of that, I've always been really opinionated. Untainted women as yourself. That's what he said. I don't really... What does untainted mean? What would be the description of untainted? There's plenty of good women out there. Plenty. I think that people just look in the wrong places. I think that people look for the people that stand out in ways that are not good. I think the world is full of women that are seeking attention. I think the world is full of people that are seeking attention, and they would rather... If you're looking for somebody that... looking for love in all the wrong places. If you're looking for somebody that is untainted, look for the woman, not the girl, that knows what she wants, that's not up in everybody else's business, is worried about her own business. Somebody that's independent and free thinking. That's what I would recommend. Now, back when I got married, I was not that girl. I was loud, very opinionated. I was independent, for sure. I was young. And a lot different than what I am now. A lot different. I thought I knew what I wanted. I thought I had everything together. But once you become an adult and you start really having to make adult decisions, you realize really quick that you're not. And when you're, like how old I was when I left home, which was 16, I thought I knew everything, but I didn't. It's common in Appalachia, though. No, I don't drink coffee. Every once in a while, like I'll get like a good coffee or something, like a mocha or something, but don't be talking about Art. He's a good person. You've done distracted me. I don't even know what I was saying. Y'all are talking about all kinds of stuff. Y'all saying stuff I don't even know what we're talking about. Some things are getting blocked too, so y'all are having conversations, but I don't have the time to go back. Okay, hold on. Let's be nice, fellas. Let's be nice. I don't know who's getting blocked. Have you all subscribed? I want to know who has subscribed. Oh, I was talking about earlier, guys. If you all really want to help me, if you want to be a really big help, it would be really helpful for me if... Oh my gosh. Y'all be nice. It would really help me if you all would get on my videos and watch them. I need my watch hours. So if you want to help me, that would be the way to do it. TWC said he was going. Are you still going? I'm a good guy with boundaries. I have missed the whole entire argument. I have missed what we're talking about here. It's either went right over my head. Y'all gotta... It's went right over my head. Somebody's gonna have to explain what's going on. Thank you, TWC. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I would appreciate it. If you haven't checked out any of my videos, I would appreciate that as well because I need my watch hours. I would really, 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 really like it though if you all would watch some of my videos and help me. Buckaroo. I love that buckaroo. I haven't got enough room on these trays. Which I guess if I don't, I can just eat them, right? Does anybody like raisins? I'm wondering if these are gonna taste like, you remember like the raisins that came in the box when we were kids? I wonder if they're gonna taste like that, or if they are not. I'm touching everything on my face. I keep having to rinse my hands off because I keep touching my face. I've got hair is what it is. Raisins are gross. I'm not big on raisins. But I feel like it's better to have like a healthy snack than nothing at all. And I feel like this is, dehydrating food is gonna, it's a hair. It's getting all in my eyelid. I feel like dehydrating food is going to obviously help, with the y'all know what I'm trying to say. Longevity. The longevity of the fruit, obviously. But we'll see. I had to check on the puppy because she's in there sleeping. She'll probably be waking up. She's been asleep since I've been on live, which has been an hour. I feel like people are dwindling down. Does anybody have any questions for me while I'm on here? Anything that, make sure it's appropriate. Things that I can answer. Yes, I have a puppy. She is 7 weeks old. She's a walker dog. We're coon hunters. And so she's our new walker puppy. My husband's actually taking dogs out tonight. And so, thank you, Ark. I appreciate it so much. She's asleep right now. If she wasn't, I'd show you. You can check out my channel, though. I think my second to last live. Check out one of my lives. The live where I'm sitting out on the porch. So it's not this live. It's not the last one, but it's the one before that. Hello, how are you? I think you commented earlier, didn't you? Hi. I think you're a troll. Hi, Randy. How are you? I am dehydrating grapes. I soaked the grapes. They're store-bought grapes. And so I went ahead and soaked them in some vinegar water to get some of the pesticides off, hopefully. And I'm cutting them in half. I'm going against what Ark said. Ark said to leave them whole, but I just feel like they'll dehydrate faster like this. And so I'm cutting them in half. I don't think Ark minds too bad. And cutting them in half, and we're going to dehydrate them, and I guess it'll be like raisins. I've never done it before. But I've done cucumbers, apples, and grapes in my dehydrator. And I have the Presto Dehydro food dehydrator. You can get them at Walmart. Back in the day, Somebody got this for me for Christmas, but back in the day they were around $50. A lot of people, when they think food dehydrators, they're thinking they're really expensive, and there are some really expensive ones out there. And I have not tried squash. Art, how did your squash do this year? Because honestly, ours did horrific. The drought was really, really hard on them. We got a few squash. Zucchini did not come up at all. That's our second year trying zucchini and it dying. And so we did summer squash, crookneck and straight neck, and both our crookneck and straight neck died. So that was that. We did get a couple fruit here and there, but then that was it. And then I replanted out here in my kitchen garden. I replanted I planted a later summer squash, and I'm getting, or two actually, I think a crookneck and a straight neck right next to each other. And I'm getting some crookneck, but I don't know, the plant every once in a while looks like it's gonna die. I didn't call you a troll. I don't even know what you're talking about. I didn't call you a troll at all. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the person that keeps typing things with stars in between it. They keep getting blocked because they keep typing stars in between it. And they keep saying random words that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. And they keep getting blocked. Like it keeps saying that the comments are inappropriate. My knife keeps getting sticky. No, I wasn't calling you a troll. But, you know, whatever. Let me see. But that's what I'm doing, Randy. I know it's late, but I wanted to get this done. We've got school tomorrow. We started homeschool back, and so we've got school tomorrow, and so I really need to be in bed right now, but here we are in the kitchen per usual, because that's where I spend a lot of days. I've got tomatoes, so you can see the table's a mess right now. I've got tomatoes on the table. We're hitting up the last of our tomatoes. I've got the plants are, let's see, I'm gonna put more on that bottom tray. I've got, we're hitting kind of the end of our tomato season. Usually I would have tomatoes all the way up until November, but with the drought being, that one was soft. With the drought being what it has this year, it's just really, it's really hit the garden. It's really been hard on the garden. I've been trying to keep a positive outlook on it. We did get more corn than we have in years past. It was still, not fantastic. We still had corn that didn't make it because of the drought. We did get a lot of tomatoes, but still the tomatoes didn't last as long as they do. Our squash didn't do no good. Our green beans didn't do no good. I only canned about 17 quarts of green beans. When my aunt, I talked to her, and she's in the same state as me, but she's in a different area of the state. She's up more north than me. She canned 74 quarts of green beans. So, and my garden is probably the same size as hers, roundabout. And we planted, let me see, 4, 5, 6. We planted 1, 2, 3. We planted 5 different types of green beans. We also planted, I don't know how many different types of cucumbers, and they did not do well at all. A lot of the cucumbers had a bunch of blooms on them, but they didn't produce hardly any fruit. And the fruit that they produced was really bitter. It had a really bitter taste to it and really small. Cucumbers that were supposed to be this long, like the straight 8s and stuff, were really, really small. So I don't know. I'm just hoping that next year's better. I'm just hoping that next year's better. For those of you that have raised a garden this year, how did your garden do? Did you all struggle with drought like we did? I know on the bottom part of the state, they got a lot more rain than we did. My father-in-law, he lives down south of us. They got rain. I know Texas got a lot of rain. We did not. We had a very, very wet spring, and then all of a sudden spring was gone, summer was here, and the rain went with it. And so we had really high humidity. It wasn't miserably hot. We probably didn't get to the hundreds. We probably got about 97, 98 was probably our highest temperature. Which is not extremely hot, but we are just in August. We haven't hit quite the heat wave yet, but the humidity was miserable. And they would tell us, like on the news and stuff, that it was going to rain, but it never would rain. Like we were all just hoping it was going to rain, and then, you know, when it finally did rain, it wasn't enough. And so we really just had a bad drought this year. All right, guys, so here's my trays. There's one tray, and then I've got 2 more trays. And I cut my fruit in half, as you can see. Oh, looks good. I cut my fruit in half. And now I'm eating it all. I got my fruit in half. I laid it cut side down on the tray. And see, I'm not going to use this because it's empty. Now, it has the directions on the inside. It's really, really simple to use. So, depending on how much moisture is in your fruit, here's my trays. So, this bottom part doesn't have anything on it. So, we got 1, 2, 3 trays. You take the lid. Make sure it's good and secure on there. As you can tell, it's got the fan right here. It's just going to suck the moisture out. You sit it. Oh, did I put that right? Oh, I'm going to have to use this one. Because it won't sit on that. Okay, so I had to use that one. So this is the Dehydro. It's Presto Dehydro Food Hydrator, and it starts once you plug in. So I'm going to plug it in, and you'll see. And you can hear it. Let's see. Can you all hear it? And it's going to go until I unplug it. So let's see what the directions are for fruit, if it has it in here. No. Okay. This is for vegetables. Grapes. It says leave whole or cut in half. Dip whole grape in boiling water for 30 to... Oh, I did not do that. Probably should have read it. Yeah, it says leave grapes whole or cut in half. Dip whole grape in boiling water for 30 minutes to 60, and then plunge in ice water to crack the skin. So I did not read the directions. If I cut it in half, though, it should pop off, right? Probably should have done that. Well, that's alright. But it says it needs to dehydrate anywhere from 12 to 20 hours. So it's going to take a long time. And I'll probably unplug it a bunch. And that's why I'm not doing a video on this, because I don't let it run at nighttime, just in case, you know, like fire hazard or something. So when my husband comes in from hunting, he'll probably unplug it. Well, I'll tell him to unplug it. And then I'll start it again in the morning when we get up. But it's been a wonderful live, guys. We've had a lot of people pop on, had a lot of good conversations. Thank you for everybody that's come on. Thank you for supporting me. Like I said, guys, if you would please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you would like to support me further, please watch some of my videos. I've got all kinds of videos on animal husbandry, on raising food, on growing food, on processing food, on canning and dehydrating, and we raise our own meat, we raise our own vegetables. We're not quite on the fruit as much. I'd love to get some fruit trees, but we don't have any at the moment. There's other animals we'd like to have in the future, but that's what we do. We just farm in Appalachia. That's what my channel is about. We're a family channel, and so we try to keep things clean and pleasant. So if that's something you're looking for, then we're the channel for you. Like I said, we're a farm homesteading channel. But guys, I appreciate everybody that's come on. I appreciate those of you that have been respectful and helpful. And like I said, guys, if you would please subscribe if you haven't, and please check out my videos and just watch through some of my videos. I'm trying to get my watch hours up. I have not become monetized yet. I would love to become monetized. It would be really nice to be able to make an income off of the many hours I've spent making videos. But it takes help from you all, so if you want to help me, I would appreciate it greatly. If you have a channel and you're on here right now, go to one of my videos, comment on it, and say, hey, I have a channel, will you please subscribe? And I will try my best to go through those comments and subscribe. But guys, I appreciate it so much. Thank you all for hanging out with me. If you're interested in seeing how the grapes turned out, leave a comment, and hopefully I can show you a picture of it maybe in my community tab. But guys, thank you all so much. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you all on the next one. If you have any questions, now's the time to put them on here. There's 4 people on here. I'm going to give it just a couple minutes. See, any questions? Okay. All right, guys. Bye.